Hello, hello, my friends. Another candle review for you today. We are going to be talking about Country Candle, White Birch, and Rain. Now, before I get into this review, I do always like to be upfront and transparent and let you guys know that this candle was sent to me in PR from KRINGLE Candle. I am a brand ambassador, but as I say in all of these videos, just because a candle is sent to me for free does not always mean that I am going to give it a glowing review. We've seen in several PR candles that sometimes I have told you guys, this one doesn't work for me, save your money. But other times I have told you, yes, this is one that I would repurchase with my own money. And you guys might be very, very surprised by this review, especially if you caught my first sniffs impression video. So fragrance notes here for White Birch and Rain are top notes of herbal and cool, mid notes of eucalyptus and lavender, base notes of musk and mint. I have a pour date of this specific candle of June 12th, 2024. This is their large apothecary style vessel. It does also come in a medium-sized jar as well as wax melts and I believe a daylight. If the daylights are not currently on the website, I know that they do have plans to eventually release this one in a daylight. Now, the reason why you may find this review rather surprising is because if you caught my first sniffs video, when KRINGLE sent all 12 of the fragrances to me in PR, I actually ranked the candles, you know, my favorite to least favorite just on cold sniff. And this is why, you guys, I tell you, it's so important, or not so important, but like if you, especially with candles like KRINGLE where you're relying on other reviews, you usually, unless you live in Massachusetts near the actual KRINGLE store, you're blind buying a lot of these candles. And sometimes we get candles in that we're like, ooh, we get it in on first sniff and we think like, oh, I'm not gonna like this. Like, this is not what I was expecting it to be, whatever. And I always say, at least try burning it once, because a lot of fragrances, when they burn, can transform. They do transform. And I'm going to tell you guys, this is one of those candles. This one I actually ranked last in the lineup. I, on cold sniff, thought that this reminded me of a cleaning product. It reminded me of Pine Sol. I was like, I don't think I'm going to like this one at all. It's not in my wheelhouse. However, when I lit this candle up, I was like, I might be eating my words a little bit. And vice versa. The funny thing is you guys, I actually like this fragrance more than the candle that I put in the #1 spot in that ranking. So yeah, you guys, that's, I know, shocking news here. So what does my nose smell when I am burning this candle? All right, you guys, I definitely pick up on the eucalyptus note in here. There is an herbal accord, slight touch of lavender, but you guys, the lavender in here is not at all like your typical lavender fragrances. I think the mid note of lavender in here is more of, it lends kind of maybe some floral herbaceousness to it, but it's not your typical aromatherapy spa lavender type of scent. Do I smell it? Barely, but like it's like one of those fragrances, like I can tell you that I smell lavender just because it's listed in the fragrance notes, but if it wasn't listed in the fragrance notes, my brain probably wouldn't make the connection that there's a little bit of a lavender note in here. What I am smelling is, there is a slight mintiness in here. It's more of like a cooling effect mintiness. It's not like peppermint. It's not even as minty to my nose as the fragrance in Sweater Weather, or not Sweater Weather, I'm sorry, Kittens and Cashmere, which I have referred to, or I have said that I feel like it's like a mintier take on Bath & Body Works Sweater Weather. But I don't even detect the mint note as much in this fragrance. It doesn't seem as minty to me. It's definitely, I feel like the fragrance that shines in here is the eucalyptus, with a little bit of like a cool herbaceousness in here. It reminds me a lot of being in like a forest after the rain. We actually have some birch trees up in like northern and eastern Arizona, like especially if you get up above Flagstaff, or if you go into eastern Arizona up into the White Mountains, we have some birch trees up there. They're beautiful in the fall. But those areas of the state also tend to get a lot of rain, especially like as summertime winds around. This fragrance to me reminds me in some ways, and some of you guys are going to giggle about this or not be surprised at all. Your girl here is not an outdoorsy camper type of girl. I am married to a man who loves him the outdoors. I mean, like, he loves to hunt and fish and hike and like all of those things. I like to hike, like on like a day hike, but like I don't want to be in a tent out in the pine trees and stuff. Like, it's not my thing. I grew up in Southern California. The beach is my thing all day, every day. That's definitely what I enjoy a lot more. That being said, you guys, there's something about this fragrance that reminds me a lot of being up in the being up in the mountains, like the whole 2 times that I have gone camping with him. And it's because it's rained both times that I've been up there, and this fragrance does remind me of what the forest smells like after a rain. It's a very different type of smell than the after the rain smell that I get down here in the desert or maybe in any other area. It definitely smells like the freshness that naturally occurs in nature in a forest, like in a forest and like a pine forest. I guess that's like the best way that I can describe it. Very, very fresh. If you are somebody who likes fresh, clean fragrances, not laundry type of fresh and clean, but like very like outdoorsy. This is not cologne-y to me at all. This is not like a cologne fragrance. So don't think if you see that musk in there that it's going to lean like a cologne. It doesn't. It's just very much like fresh vibes. And I think the reason that I'm actually really liking it, and maybe why I kind of drew some of that comparison to Pine Sol, is that I do feel like this is a good fragrance that does make my house smell clean, but it's not overly like any type of, it's not Pine Sol to me. It's not artificial smelling when I am burning it. On cold, yeah, it can smell slightly artificial, but when it's burning, it definitely mellows out. And it makes my house smell really, really clean and fresh. It's good about getting rid of any kind of like cooking odors. So like if you have like that like sulfury smell after you make eggs in the morning or something like that, it clears that out. Very, very nice fragrance. I am surprised by how much I like it. I have been pairing it with the Pine Cones and Pomander fragrance, which I will do that review as well for you guys. But yeah, I've been surprised by how much I have really been enjoying it. Let's go ahead and talk about the performance on this candle. Now, I will tell you guys the reason that this has a very deep wax pool is because I actually, I talked about this when I am batch filming. Sometimes I light up the candles outside so that way they're just ready to go. They already have a wax pool ready, and I kind of just bring them in through that back door right there. I just bring them in like an assembly line. And so because it's about 100 degrees outside right now, the wax pool has gotten pretty deep on this one. I will tell you, you can see that the wicks want to lean just slightly, but they're not wimpy wicks. They're not going to, I haven't had any issues with them falling over. They're very sturdy wicks. They're also not developing huge carbon balls. If you've caught any of the other country, like fall country reviews that I have done, you will know then that I have told you that I think that Kringle has finally figured out the wick situation on these country candles. They're not burning too hot, not too cold, they're just right. And I am trimming a little bit of excess carbon from the ends of them before relighting them, but they're doing very well for me. I'm not having any issues with sooting, no burning or scorched type of fragrances. They're not burning too hot. So that has been a pleasant thing to observe with these candles. All right, you guys, so in terms of strength and throw on this candle, I am going to go ahead and place this at about a 7 for me, which honestly, because this fragrance has very strong, I would say like strong by nature fragrance accords in it, the oils that they are probably using in here, that is probably perfect, to be honest with you. I think if this were to be any stronger, it might be headache inducing. Some people might find it to be maybe too astringent if it were any stronger, because like I said, on cold sniff, it comes across very astringent and strong, but when you burn it, it kind of mellows out a little bit. It's still definitely noticeable. It's detectable. I can smell it all throughout my open concept living room when I've been burning it out there. I really do like it. People walk into my home, they can smell it. They say my house smells fresh and clean. Fun fact about me, you guys, I am a clean freak. Like, I don't care how other people keep their homes, but like I'm sure my whole family will need therapy one day for how clean I like to keep my home. But anyways, my home does smell very, very clean and fresh when people walk in and smell this. But again, it's not going to smack you in the face. I honestly really haven't burned it in my bedroom too often because I've just been very happy with the way that it's performing out in the living room. I typically move fragrances into my bedroom if I notice that I'm going nose blind to them out in the open concept living room. Then I'll move it into the bedroom. But so far, I haven't really felt the need to do that. But I'm anticipating if it's at about a 7 out in the living room, then it's probably going to be quite strong in my bedroom. Or for those of you who maybe live in a more like an older traditional style of home that has a little bit lower ceilings, it will probably perform quite well for you. So this one does actually, you guys, get 2 thumbs up from me. I think that this is a great year-round fragrance. I think that this is one that you could probably start burning right now. I think that this combined with the pine cones and pomander is a great fall transitional fragrance, especially if you are in the camp where you're kind of over all of the fruity tropical summer stuff, but you're not ready for apple and pumpkin. This just, there's something about it that just has like late summer vibes to it. But more like, I think like late summer, if you're like more of the people that you equate summer to like camping in the great outdoors and being in the mountains and that kind of stuff. Like I feel like this candle is for those of you who, you know, I know summertime, the beach kind of steals the scene, but I know that there's a large faction of people who really enjoy like going the opposite direction. My husband is one of them that just enjoy more being in the forest and the trees, and that's more of your element. And I think that this is a really good fragrance for those of you who kind of fall into that camp a little bit more. So no pun intended there. If you are interested in purchasing this candle, I do have a discount code with Kringle. It is Katie15. It will save you 15% off of your purchase with them. It is an affiliate code that is eligible for a commission. I do always like to put that out there. I know that I've said this in all of the reviews, but the reason why you are seeing so many of these post-burn fall collection reviews this week is because I am aware that there are quite a few of you guys who wanted some post-burn reviews on the fall collection before purchasing them. And I have heard from some of you guys that you've said that you were waiting to purchase fall candles because you wanted to save money on shipping by combining them with your Halloween order. We know that the Halloween launch is happening this Friday. Launch number 1 is happening this Friday, August 2nd at midnight. So that is, you know, later in the evening. For those of us on the West Coast like me, that's later in the evening on Thursday, August 1st. So anyways, if you have been wanting to combine your orders to save some money on shipping, my discount code will not only work on, it will work on not only, gosh, I'm rephrase this, recalibrate, Katie. The discount code will work on the fall collection candles. It will also work on the Halloween candles. So there we go, you guys. Please hit thumbs up if you found this video helpful. It helps me out, it helps you out. Feel free to comment down below if you have purchased this candle. Is this one that you've all been a little bit nervous about? Because I think that this one caught a lot of hate from a lot of the ambassadors who received it in PR. We were all kind of like, I don't know what to think about this one. But if I'm proven wrong, you guys, I will admit it, or I will eat my words if I need to go back and say like, actually, I judged this one a little bit too harshly, and that's what I'm doing in this video. I am telling you guys, I'm very surprised, pleasantly surprised by how much I am actually enjoying this candle. So, all right, you guys, I do want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me today. Feel free to subscribe if you're new. And until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.